Hi everybody, this is Angie from Tourangie.com and I'm leaving Camp Creek State Park and heading up towards Flat Top. This is the Mercer County, Raleigh County line. We're going to cross over into Raleigh County just a smidge, and the main place I'm wanting to talk about is actually in Raleigh County, just barely in, but it's in Flat Top. And we're taking this old road, old Route 19 up the mountain. Basically, you see the bridge up ahead. That's Interstate 77, and it takes you the quicker route, obviously. You would take the Gent exit, which is the next exit up after you've crossed this big mountain here. It's Flat Top Mountain. That's what we'll be going up. And there's some neat little views, several bridges like this one right here. We'll be going over one of the bridges that cross over the interstate. We'll be doing that twice. Um, the mountain itself is about 3,500 feet. It's a tall mountain, and that range on that mountain actually goes to New River Gorge and all the way to the Virginia line. So it's about a 30-mile mountain range, or mountain, I guess is what you would say here in the what beautiful mountains of West Virginia. But this is definitely one of the tallest peaks in uh, southern West Virginia. uh, Basically the Mercer County, Raleigh County line. I do think it's more in Mercer County. Raleigh County is just after the bridge. Uh, you might be able to spot the sign that says Raleigh County as we're going through. But this is going to be about a 12-minute video. There's some neat facts, neat things that happened on this route. Just all kinds of neat information I'm going to give you. Enjoy the views. Enjoy the curvy road, mountainous road, going up and down hills. It's definitely, 12-minute video. Well, actually, if I did it from exit ramp to exit ramp, from the Camp Creek exit to the exit at Gent, it would be more like 15 minutes, where Interstate 77 probably takes you 5 minutes to get from one spot to the other. So this is definitely the slower route, going Route 19. But you'll see some pretty views and some different things, and we're going to do some talking about it. I have touched in the past on the Civil War and its effects in the area, or what was going on in Princeton and different places. But the Civil War really, well, a lot of times there were soldiers here at the Flat Top area. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that. There is a historical marker actually talking about it, about the 23rd Ohio Regiment in 1863, with General J. Cox, that included two officers that became president. It was Rutherford B. Hayes and William McKinley, who would go on. They also became governors of Ohio, too. But Hayes and McKinley won the office of president, and they were part of the Union and Confederate armies that met in battle in basically this neck of the woods. So remember, there was the video of talking about the burning of Princeton, West Virginia, the battle there. Well, we're going to talk about that a little bit more real quick. The majority of the residents of Mercer County supported the Confederacy, but there were a few that supported being the Union. And Richard B. Foley was part of the pro-Confederate side and made the Copperheads the Foley's Copperheads, which were Confederate soldiers. And most of them were people from Spanisburg, Camp Creek, and Flat Top area. But then Russell French, who lived in this area also, he supported the Union, so he went to Ohio and joined the 23rd. And the Ohio unit marched into Virginia, because of course at this point it wasn't West Virginia, and through Charleston, Fayetteville, Beckley, and set up camp here at Flat Top on April 20th of 1862, and they stayed here for about 2 months. The company made camp 1.5 miles south of Flat Top, near the location of the Camp Jones historic marker, um, which was actually kind of funny because it was only 6 miles from French's house. So anyway, I thought that was pretty neat. On April 30th, 1862, Captain Botsford and a group of men, including Captain French, were sent to Camp Jones to look for Captains Foley's men and another unit of Confederates from Princeton. The troop went into the camp of the home of Henry Clark between Camp Creek and Flat Top. And then the battle, during the Battle of Clark's House on May 1st of 1863. Foley's Copperheads split into small groups and hid in the woods, waiting and watching for French and the Union soldiers to muster for the morning roll call. When they did, Foley gave the men orders to fire. The battle lasted for about an hour and a half, with the arrival of Union reinforcements, and Foley's men were forced to withdraw back to Princeton. Foley and French would both suffer injuries during the battle, too. So that's pretty interesting, with some Civil War facts. And then later on, actually in 1863, there were letters written from the Mavis Manor, which is what the next part of this video is going to be talking about. The Mavis Manor is where, well, a beautiful house stands, and there were soldiers that camped out near there during 1863 for the Union. Mavis Manor. It's a Queen Anne style Victorian house. Going to be right at the end of this video. In fact, I'll just have a picture of it up because I do not actually go by it. But more recently, it was used as a bed and breakfast around 2000, 2010, maybe up to 2014. It's permanently closed now, but the historics on it. So construction started in 1890, was completed in 1897. The cost was $5,000. It has a chestnut and oak frame, concrete foundation, 4,200 square feet. It has a tower, 12 rooms. It's, of course, the largest house up here. It adjoins Huff Knob, which is at the 3,570 feet elevation. But it also adjoins Winter Place on the backside. So that's pretty interesting. But the construction of the house came from timber from near Hinton, and it was transported here by wagon via the Grayson-Raleigh Wythe Turnpike. And the manor house was inspired by a trip to Bramwell, West Virginia, that Miss Sue Tinkle took, and Miss Sue Tinkle ended up being married to L.L. Lilly, who was the man responsible for building this, and he was the doctor of this area. So Sue was originally from the Bluefield area, and she was actually married once before to a McCormick that lived in Bluefield. He died due to a horse and buggy accident. So she ended up marrying Dr. L.L. Lilly, and was working in Dunn's, which is not far. It's basically off this road to the right is a road that goes to Dunn's. That's where she was working at when she came up with the plans to build this house. That, of course, Dr. Lilly ended up building. But some of the things that were also wanted in this house were 2 long hallways extending the length of the house. She wanted 10 closets, 7 fireplaces, and then on the right-hand side of the house was going to be the entrance to Dr. Lilly's doctor's office, basically. And in that doctor's office, there was a trap door that went to the basement. It was with the bookshelves area. And that's where he kept his medical supplies, because this was before refrigeration. So the medical supplies needed to be kept in a cool place. So they used the trap door to get to the basement. Basically, she drew her plans while working actually in this area. It was a millinery shop in Dunn's, and Dunn's was just right back there. It's a little side road off of Route 19 to get to. It's a little, you don't even know that you've passed through it, really. It's a kind of little, just a old road, mountain town kind of thing. But you would get to it off of this Route 19. Now, also with Dr. Lilly's office, and of course there were many bedrooms, they used it also for overnight patients from his doctor's office. that if they were traveling for long distance for treatment, they could stay there. So that was the other purpose for having such a large house. Now, the house is used, like I said earlier in the video, it used to be a B&B, or it was redone. It was blue at one point, and they had painted it, updated it and renovated it and stuff, and they painted it yellow on the outside. It was a B&B for a while, I guess around 2000 to maybe 2014. Now it is a nonprofit co-op and educational center. And actually, I believe it still is because I see that it's still active on Facebook. But you may want to look into it. I'm not actually going down that road, but I'm going to post a little picture of the house because it is a historical house in the area. It's pretty neat, and I'm glad, you know, it didn't, fall to the wayside and gets, lost to history. So we're crossing this bridge. This is the bridge crossing Interstate 77. And basically, it's like just a hop, skip, and a jump after this bridge. We're in Raleigh County. And the road is Tower Road. It cuts off to the left. Like I said, I'm not going down Tower Road to the house, but I'll have the picture posted here in just a second. I just kind of want to show you where you would turn. If you're interested in learning more, type in Mavis Manor in Wikipedia. There are two letters that were written by Union soldiers listed in the history on Wikipedia that were basically here in this area during the Civil War. Like I said, this house was built after the Civil War, but still uh, neat to know that right here on these grounds in this area, the soldiers were writing about this area. In fact, it talks about them going to towards Hinton. It was called Pax. Uh, and anyway, I just go check it out. I got a little information from Wikipedia, of course, Google, different places. Bluefield Daily Telegraph even. Okay, the road's cutting over here to the left, and it's Tower Road. So there you go. Boom, right there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Angie from Tourangie.com, and here's a picture of the house on Tower Road, or the Mavis Manor on Tower Road.